Welcome to Chapter 16, Business 110. We're going to talk today about effective promotions. So promotions, lots of steps in the promotion. First, you want to identify who your target market is, define what the goals are, determine what your budget is, develop what the key message is. And remember, people are only going to remember a message or two. That's why you see most promotions are short, very sometimes jingles or words. People don't have long memories. You've got to have a nice unifying message. Implement the plan, and as all plans that are put into place, you want to periodically, continually feedback on the effectiveness of your plan. Advertising. Some advertising is there to inform. Lots of times during the introductory stage of your product, you have to inform people as to what it is. Oftentimes you're persuading people, creating a need. Why do they need your product? And sometimes in the older stages of your product life cycle, you're doing more reminding people of what that advertising is, or telling them about expanded uses. Orange juices, not just for breakfast, was a very big advertising campaign. As I think most of you know, many ways you can do advertising, pros and cons of each. You can do television, which hits a broad range of markets, but tends to be very expensive. You can do direct mailing. You're a little bit more. You can differentiate who's going to see it. Newspaper ads. You can do info commercials, online ads. Product placement is where in a TV show or a movie, my product is there. It's not just by chance that it was a Sony TV that you saw in the latest movie blockbuster. Sony would probably pay to have that product placement in that movie. You can do personal selling. That's where you go and you actually meet the person. The biggest advantage to that is you get immediate feedback. Unlike, if I put a newspaper ad or I put a TV ad, I don't know what the person on the other end of my ad is thinking. Personal selling, I get immediate feedback. If there's a problem or an issue that the customer has, I have the opportunity to fix that problem right there. So you do a prospecting, and the book tells what each step of this is. You do a pre-approach, you put on a presentation, you address any of the questions the customer may have. You try to close the sale, and then once the sale is closed, it's very important to do a follow-up to make sure the product is working properly. Plus, you may have some additional sales, some upsells, some replacement sales. It's much easier and much less expensive to sell more product to an existing customer than it is to try to create new customers. Other thing about promotions is public relations. That's where most big companies will have a public relations department. And not indifferent to political parties, they try to spin the news that comes, and not lie or anything, but make the news project them in a positive light as opposed to in a negative light. So positive stories, they'll try to make sure those try to get into the news. In addition, you can put on sales promotions like sales incentives, sales discounting, etc., etc., etc. So all of these are effective use of promotions. And remember, promotions is one of the 4 P's as part of our marketing mix strategy. That's it. Any questions? Let me know. Have a great week.